Welcome to my IELTS Writing Task 2 playlist. In this video, I'm going to share with you a fantastic Band 9 essay. Let's begin. This is the Task 2 question which the essay is going to answer. Some people believe that technological advancement leads to a decrease in the quality of personal relationships. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this statement? So that is the question that the essay needs to answer. To what extent? How much do I agree or disagree with this statement? That technology is basically spoiling personal relationships. Discuss your views and provide relevant examples, and remember the essay needs to be over 250 words. I am going to use the 5-part essay structure, and I have decided in yellow that my point of view is I believe technology can enhance relationships. And if you stay to the end of the video, I'm going to talk about this yellow highlighted statement. I believe technology can enhance relationships. That is my argument. I'm going to have an introduction. My next 2 paragraphs will be reasons that support my argument that I believe technology can enhance relationships. I've then got a concession paragraph where I consider a reason against my argument, and then finally a conclusion. This is the same essay structure in my previous video in this playlist, video 1. So if you haven't seen that video, take a look. This is our introduction. In contemporary society, so that's another way of saying in modern times. Contemporary means now. That's a fronted adverbial. The pervasive influence of technology on interpersonal relationships has become a controversial issue. So, pervasive. Pervasive means something is everywhere. And that is very true. Technology is everywhere. So the pervasive influence of technology on interpersonal relationships. That's another way of saying friendships, any relationship that you have with a family member has become a controversial issue. Another word would be a contentious issue. So it's something that lots of people are disagreeing about, lots of people are talking about. Now, this next sentence is rather long. First of all, we have a subordinate clause. Here is the subordinate clause. While some argue that technological advancements detract from the quality of personal connections, and then here is my main clause. I contend that these innovations can enhance relationships if utilised judiciously. Let's look at the subordinate clause. So we're saying this is the argument against. While some argue that technological advancements detract from the quality of personal connections. Detract from means to worsen, to spoil. The opposite of improve. I contend means I strongly believe that these innovations can enhance. So enhance is the opposite of detract from. And then relationships, and we've also got another little subordinate clause on the end. If utilised, that means if used. And then we have this wonderful adverb, judiciously. Judiciously means sensibly or with good judgment. I think that that is a super opening because I have made it very clear what I believe, although I have acknowledged the other argument. I am now going to argue my point of view. Firstly, technology facilitates communication across vast distances, allowing individuals to maintain relationships that would otherwise dwindle. Here we have a fronted adverbial, and we have an adverbial at the end of the sentence, allowing individuals to maintain relationships that would otherwise dwindle. And what I like about this sentence is vast distances. Vast is very large, although it is a more high-level word than huge or large. Vast distances. That's also a collocation in English. When we talk about large distances, you will often hear vast distances, allowing individuals to maintain relationships that would otherwise, and then this wonderful verb here, to dwindle. To dwindle means to slowly fade away, to slowly die down. And if you think about that, if you have a friendship with someone, you move to different places, sometimes you lose touch and the relationship dwindles. It slowly fades away. For instance, video conferencing tools enable families and friends separated by geography to engage in real-time conversations, fostering a sense of closeness despite physical separation. Again, we have a fronted adverbial, for instance, which means for example, and then we have an adverbial at the end, fostering a sense of closeness despite physical separation. So let's look at the main part of the sentence here. Video conferencing tools enable, which means allow, families and friends separated by geography to engage in real-time conversations, and then our adverbial, fostering a sense of closeness despite physical separation. Foster in this instance means to create or to help it to grow. And our final sentence, these digital interactions bridge physical distances, mitigating feelings of loneliness and isolation. This verb here, to bridge, this is a metaphor. They are bridging the distances, they are connecting the distances just like a bridge would. And then in this adverbial, we have another fantastic verb like dwindle, and this is mitigating. To mitigate. When you have a problem and you mitigate the problem, you make it less bad. It doesn't mean that you have solved the problem or eradicated the problem, but you have made that problem less serious. So these feelings of loneliness and isolation, whilst they are not gone, they are less serious. The third paragraph is explaining my next argument. Furthermore, technology offers opportunities for shared experiences that can enhance relational bonds. So here is another synonym for relationships, relational bonds, how you interact with someone. And then we have a list here. Online gaming, virtual book clubs, and collaborative platforms allow people to engage in activities together. Very self-explanatory. And then we have an adverbial. Creating memories and cultivating camaraderie in ways that traditional methods may not accommodate. Creating memories is obvious. However, cultivating camaraderie. Camaraderie means when you are with people and you are interacting in a positive way. So happy interactions, positive. And cultivating in this example means growing, creating. And in ways that traditional methods may not accommodate, may not allow. Additionally, so there's a fronted adverbial, the wide variety of virtual spaces caters to diverse interests. This verb to cater to something means to meet the need of somebody, to cater to them, to meet their needs. And we have an adverbial ensuring that individuals can find communities that resonate with their personal passions and hobbies. If something resonates with something, it means that it's in sync with. This is a positive verb. You can use it negatively. For example, that particular idea did not resonate with me. That means that you were not on board with that you did not think it was a good idea. So to resonate with. The fourth paragraph is offering the other point of view so that I can argue against it. So I've used this fantastic fronted adverbial conversely. That's telling us this is the opposite thought. Critics assert that reliance on technology can lead to superficial interactions. To assert, that means to firmly believe. Reliance on means when you rely on something. And then superficial interactions. The word superficial is an antonym of deep. You could also say shallow. So these are shallow interactions. They're not deep. They're just on the surface level. The prevalence of social media platforms has led to a culture of curated personas. Prevalence of, great phrase to use. It means there's lots of something. There is a prevalence of something. It means there's lots and lots of it. And then here we have a culture of curated personas. I want to draw your attention to this word here, curated. Curated means carefully organized, carefully presented. So if you think about somebody who is on, for example, Instagram, very often they're not showing their real life. They've created a persona and this is what they want the world to see, not reality. And then we have a subordinate clause where individuals often prioritize online appearances over genuine connections. Prioritize means to make more important, so people are making more important online appearances over genuine connections. And I'm going to read this full sentence again. The prevalence of social media platforms has led to a culture of curated personas, where individuals often prioritize online appearances over genuine connections. While this observation holds merit, while this is a good point, while it's valid to hold merit, so I'm accepting that this is a sound argument, it is crucial to recognize that the responsibility lies not with technology itself, but with its users. So it's crucial to recognize, it's very important to recognize. You could also say it's paramount to recognize. Now, I've used while a couple of times, so I'm going to just change this to whilst. Here's our final sentence. If individuals choose to engage meaningfully means to engage with meaning, the opposite of superficial. Technology can serve as a tool to deepen relationships rather than diminish them. To diminish means to make smaller, to make less important. Here is our conclusion, where I'm going to wrap up the essay. In conclusion, although there are valid concerns regarding the impact of technology on personal relationships, that is the argument against, I firmly believe that it can enhance rather than undermine them. If you undermine something, you're attacking it, you're making it less effective, you are saying that it's not good. By using technology mindfully, so really thinking about how you use it, individuals can nurture their connections and create lasting, meaningful relationships in an increasingly digital world. This is a superverb, to nurture. When you take something and you care for it and that you make it grow, you nurture. And then we have our final closing sentence. Thus, it is imperative to focus on how we can use these tools rather than lamenting their existence. So it is imperative to, this is a synonym of it is crucial to, and then another high level verb, to lament. It's when you're saying, you're complaining, you're crying about something. That is the end of my essay. At the beginning of the video, I said that I was going to share a secret with you, and that is this. Actually, in real life, I think that technology is ruining relationships. So I did not tell the truth in this essay. So why? Because I felt that I could write a better essay arguing that technology was a good thing for relationships, even though I don't believe that myself. And that's a really good lesson to learn, that in English exams, you are being marked on your English. The examiner, the person who marks the essay, does not know what you really believe. So just remember that next time that you're taking a writing exam. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that you found it useful. This essay will be available as a PDF file of all of my IELTS Task 2 writing examples. There will be a link in the description when that is ready. If you haven't liked the video, please do so. It really helps the algorithm. You can also find me on Patreon if you'd like to support the channel and support me to keep making this kind of content. There is also a link in the description box of the video to my Patreon account. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.